For countless ages, whispers have hinted at uncast shadows, shades who bathe in light and keep the morning watch. Theirs is the dawn, their lineage is ancient, their progenitors forgotten by all, even time, that old great bastard. Even they themselves do not know the origins of their obfuscated order. What they do know remains to them in mysteries and obscure sorrows. They collect them in illegible books, written with strange words from an unintelligible tongue. They sing blasphemous hymns as priests mutilate themselves, burning away their eyes and genitals to be more like the objects of their worship. Entire congregations gather around profaned fires and reach into the flames to purify their limbs. Devout doctors treat burns and graft strange animal flesh onto charred, blackened wounds.
Someone sent this to us?
Yup. As an invitation. Listen to this. Join us for the dawn.
Come to the morning's deluge. Should you seek to keep watch, then commit this invocation.
Wait, don't read it.
Pillow Panda.
X on X. X on X, man. That's a no. That's gonna be an X for me.
Calm down. I didn't read it. I'm telling you who sent it. Pillow Panda.
Like my pillow panda?
Yes. Well, no, actually, you have a pillow pet, and it is also a panda. But it's not called Pillow Panda.
Well, right, but we had a conversation about how Pillow Panda would be a good name for my pillow pet.
Exactly. And I never told anyone about that conversation. I didn't even shoot it. So, how much do you know about dimensions?
Like alternate dimensions?
Yes, and higher dimensions, extra dimensional even.
Like a multiverse theory?
We are not the main characters. If you can't tell, today we're talking about dimensions.
That's the first time you said it without me.
And it probably won't be the last, because we're not the main
characters.
characters. Theme music. Wait. No theme music. I'm Table Tennis.
And I'm Tennis.
And that's Dennis the Menace. And I've already said this, but today we're discussing dimensions. Higher, other, and otherwise.
We're going to be reviewing review channels.
And we're also going to be reviewing our own show. Let's get started. Who do you think you would be in an alternate dimension?
What are you asking me?
Okay, so in our unofficial first episode, you said, think about how many people there are who have ever existed. Do you really think, out of all those people, you're one of the main characters? You went on to say, you're probably not. Then I said, probably, but surely we're each the main characters of our own lives. Then you asked, are we though? Adding, I don't think we are, man. I don't think we even are. Then I asked,
Please stop. I don't remember what the original question is.
if you're not the main character of your own life, if there are multiple versions of you, each with varying degrees of importance, and one of them is the main character, who are the other characters? What are the other versions of you like?
Okay, I didn't mean that there are multiple versions of you and one of them is the main character. I meant that we're background characters in other people's lives.
But that would just make you the background character in someone else's life. In order to be the background character in your own life, there'd have to be multiple characters living your life.
Okay.
But I don't see why any version of me has to be the main character.
Well, we've taken what I thought would be fun and made it ponderous and labored.
Star wipe to the review segment.
Welcome to part 1 of 2 review segments.
In part 1, we're going to review reviewers, though part 1 may also be broken into multiple parts, like chapters.
And in part 2, we're going to review ourselves.
Actually, I'm going to be reviewing Game of Thrones.
Then I want to review Total Drama Island.
And I want to review Fully Cooley, but not everybody gets what they want. Fully Cooley. Marvel Comics trailers. These 3 words consistently dominate internet conversation. Grace Randolph has worked intimately with each of them. So she always has something interesting to say whenever the conversation turns to all three, or really any of those three. She's acted on stage and on camera. She's also hosted many shows and written numerous comics, including Warcraft, StarCraft, Justice League Unlimited, Marvel's Heroes, Fraggle Rock, Muppet Peter Pan, and she's even written her own comic. It's called Superbia, and it's basically Desperate Housewives if the main characters were superheroes with their families. It's fantastic, and you should read it. She also has several YouTube channels, BTT, where she reviews trailers and movies and series, and a spin-off channel, Movie Math, where she reports on box office and daily Hollywood news. She's partnered with Regal Cinemas, and she's even worked for Marvel, hosting a show called The Watcher, which she was fired from for reasons that neither is impolite enough to discuss. Mysterious, right? Sadly, that's not a mystery I can solve. But here's a mystery I can solve. Are her reviews any good? Wait, I want to do a top, best, / worst list. In no particular order. No, wait, I want to do a countdown. I'm going to do a countdown in a particular order. Still figuring out how to review this. Number 3, Paranoia. Grace Randolph is great because when you disagree with her, at some point you're going to feel like one of the two of you is insane. Now for some, having to constantly question your sanity is a mark against a reviewer, but it's on my best list because number 2, I love to hear her opinion even when I disagree with it. Also, teacher creep, which was meant to be a pun on feature creep, though I'm realizing now that the connotations are different. What I mean to say is that if you watch Grace Randolph, at some point she's going to start to feel like your teacher. Which brings me to my number 1 top moment of Grace Randolph. You will learn something. Okay, this is how I think we do the other reviews. First, we review Easy Allies. Then we review EveryFrameAPainting. Then the /Filmcast, because we have to review the /Filmcast. Then maybe Yahtzee, and then the career of JeffCannata, and then let's review Storm of Spoilers. We don't have time for any of that. Then just let me use the Hall of Ice and Fire real quick. All right. But after. From the Hall of Ice and Fire presents Dear Dave and Dan. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. May the God of heavens and earth bless you and all your generations. Much like Ned Stark, you got yourselves into a secret that demanded you give up your honor and ultimately cost you your lives. You lied.
Jamie, no, babe, please. Stop it. Stop it.
No.
Stop.
Thieved.
Stop it. Stop.
Thrived on chaos.
It's not right. It's not right. It's not right.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
And like Baelish, consistently puzzled your audience, moving too fast and making extreme miscalculations. You are more George R.R. Martin than most of us will ever be. But you are most certainly not George R.R. Martin. And, well, I don't accept your Benjen. We all know that Benjen's probably dead. And if he's not, he probably isn't cold hands. And if he is, George is going to do it better. And if for some reason he doesn't do it at all, he would have done it better. I appreciate all the work that you've done, though, and I'm even willing to put Dorn behind us if you're willing to reshoot every Dornish scene after Oberyn Spoilers with a script written over the course of 10 years by George R.R. Martin. But I am not willing to accept your alleged story of Cold Hands / Benjen. He is neither Benjen nor Cold Hands. He's an old familiar name with cock tease magic who shows up too late He's old, cold Kenobi, an undersexed uncle monk. And speaking of useless teachers who actively disrupted their magic pupils, fuck your three-eyed raven. He's not cool, he isn't clever, he's not even a tree. He's most certainly not Brendan Rivers. You bastards gave us Blood Raven, and then you snatched him away with a hand wave and a wasted actor, and some nonsense about 1,000 years and a retconned wig. You included him to ruin him. Just like you did with Doran. Just like you did with Dorn. Just like you did with Euron and Aeron and Karth. Seven hells, Karth!
Where are my dragons?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to hurt you. I just want you to know that you hurt me. And your dream anime mashup fan fiction doesn't make me feel any better. Love the show, though. Keep up the good work. And please stop the bad. Also, I'm down if you guys want to do Dunk and Egg next, or Robert's Rebellion, or Show Us Maker with a Cruel, or Torrhen Stark, or T, or Ashai, or Sithorios, or any of the places that we might not see in the books.
You're taking us through Valyria. The Doom still rules Valyria.
What about the biblical David and Daniel? You guys can do the Bible, right? Either way, I will be watching. XOXO, Gossip Girl. P.S. Really though, thank you. Seriously, thank you, noble sirs. This has been a presentation from the Hall of Ice and Fire. What did you think?
I think we don't have time to review anything else.
Well, then join us next time when we'll be reviewing everything we didn't review this time.
I'm Table Tennis.
And I'm Tennis.
And we're not the main characters.
Hopefully you got some good ones in there.
I'ma make a Drake song. It might not be a great song, but then I'ma make a Drake album and learn how to take songs from whoever the greats are. Bake them a cake or invite them to stay for a while. I'll pay for their style. Say dark wings, dark words, light wings, light skin, black dad, white wing. Man and him, he's so mixed. Kid this, kid thinks it's George. R. Martin Luther King Day. Oh George, are you writing like every day? Are you stalling on release day? So Lord, guide his hands, don't let the ink stray from yours. R. Martin Luther King Day. Oh George, R. Martin Luther King Day. Oh George, R. Martin Luther King Day. Oh George, R. Martin Luther King. Find me a drugstore, please. I ain't mad at a drug dealer, man. I need a drug dealer. When they're selling drugs I need. You call a pharmacist, they call a doctor, and I call the God who gave both their technology. You call both gods I see, it's all in prophecy. Only one spirit delivers, the others flee. Oh brotherly, need brotherly. From time to time, I'm utterly not what my brothers need. And don't get me started about sisterly. My other sister, she hardly acknowledged me. And we must have learned it from somewhere, but I've learned something better. Cause I heard word and I learned faith, and I don't think there's someone better than a God who made it and died for it. And that might bore you, that might bore you, but if that offends you, then I beware what you do. And I don't care what you do, but I highly care what you choose. And I only kinda care what you prove. Ashkenazi Jew, Israeli Hebrew, agnostic Catholic, with lawless in George. R. Martin Luther King Day. Oh George, are you writing like every day? Are you stalling on release day? So Lord, guide his hands, don't let the ink stray from yours. R. Martin Luther King Day. Oh George, R. Martin Luther King Day. Oh George R. Martin Luther King Day. Oh, George R. Martin Luther King. Look, my mom made a Drake song. It's got a worse sound, but the verse better. Cause I've heard Drake and I've heard better. And I love Drake. I think he's clever. He might be one of the greats. Now maybe I'm fake or maybe I'm yay. But Eminem taught me to temper the space between every word. Ephesians taught me the word is a sword. Let's sharpen it for us and don't let it hurt us. Except to cut for us our burdens, the over encumbered among us. Support us, of course, of humble we flourish. I'm a little Belizean with a simple belief in an invincible Jesus with the physical features of a sinner, but he finna throw a spiritual beating on a literal demon like death to his enemies, life to the dead. He revives them again and revises their sins so their friends come again. Yes, he will, like the winter in Westeros. Here goes a blessing for George R. Martin Luther King Day. Oh, George, may you find contentment each day and more. May you write whatever needs say. Oh, Lord, guide his hands to a release day on George R. Martin Luther King Day. Oh, George R. Martin Luther King Day. Oh, George R. Martin Luther King Day. Oh, George R. Martin Luther King. Look, my mom made a Drake song.
Hopefully you got some good ones in there.